just get the brand new Sparking Buuhan and the brand new Sparking Tien in the game a few days ago. And honestly speaking, they're actually pretty good. Like, I mean, honestly, I was expecting Buuhan to be good by default because it's Buuhan. Like, if he feels trash, something's wrong. But honestly speaking, I'm more surprised with Tien because remember, his kit is incomplete. He's missing a very powerful ability, mind you. But nonetheless, he's still missing an ability, and I was expecting him not to really be able to shine as much without it, but he does hold very good potential as is. So when he gets that ability, he's going to be exponentially better. And not only that, we're also getting Zenkai Majin Vegeta tomorrow, so knowing that Majin Buu Saga is getting like a solid buff is actually kind of nice, even though that Vegeta doesn't buff Majin Buu Saga, but still, knowing that that tag is getting like a lot of units is pretty freaking nice. But with that being said, I do have some gameplay to show you guys because I was using the units off screen. So this video is going to be post commentary of 3 battles that I had off screen that I really enjoyed. But with that being said, let's get into it.
Versus Super Gogeta, Super Saiyan 3 Goku, and Bojack.
Alright, so leading off in the first battle, I start off with Tien and the opponent starts off with Gogeta. And the reason why I led off with Tien is because Buuhan and Vegeta have strike cover in the back. But anyway, I vanish out the Ki Blast, managed to back off after he tried to tap, and then force him to vanish too. And then afterwards I swap into Vegito because of his defensive capabilities. He swaps to Super Saiyan 3 Goku, so once he threw out Ki Blast, I throw out my strike arts. And then from here, luckily I was able to time like the sidestep right, so I was able to catch him while he was sidestepping. Then afterwards he throws in Bojack. I am not worried about Bojack with Vegito at all unless he lands that Awakening Arts on Vegito. I don't expect that to happen anytime soon. But anyway, he goes into mid-range and tackles, and I take advantage, but he throws in Gogeta as I'm utilizing Buuhan, not realizing that Buuhan goes element neutral. So I pop my main and throw out my special move and deal really good damage against Gogeta. And also, since I'm still element neutral while Gogeta's attacking, I'm able to take hits up until I lose neutrality, so that doesn't help. Anyway, I throw in Vegito to help cover change, and then since I have a special skill, I follow up with that. They throw in Bojack, but again, not worried. So I keep on using Ki Blast because I have the ability to deal a lot of damage, and I could have tapped out Bojack right then and there, but it wasn't worth it. And luckily, they swapped out to Super Saiyan 3 Goku, so I hit him with a few Ki Blasts, pop my main, throw out my ultimate attack, and with this, I completely wipe out Goku, who is obviously one of the strongest units on this entire team. So now, Gogeta's here, and I'm locked in. And I tried to time the side step, but I timed it just way too early. So I end up getting punished for it, but no big deal, because even though I'm paired up against Gogeta, this is probably the best case scenario because he can take hits the longest. Anyway, he throws in Bojack after the combo. I swap to Tien and vanish out the way. At that point, you lost your Awakening Arts, and I have Element Factor advantage. Bojack is dead. There's nothing you can do. It's practically useless. So I pop my main against Gogeta because I want to be able to refill my hand. And at that, I try to pace everything, but he throws out his ultimate attack. Understandably so, but what I was going for was to try to force him to vanish. That way, I kind of sacrifice Tien and then follow up accordingly. But, yeah, this dude ends up using his special move, and I thought that he was going to sidestep, but instead he followed up with Rising Rush. No big deal, because again, I still have Vegito on the back, and not only that, I have Buuhan as well. But I lost the rush. That's not good, so Tien is dead. Now, if Tien had his ability, and I threw in like Buuhan, this would be a completely different story. More than likely, everybody would have lived. But they end up popping their main with Gogeta, obviously, because they wouldn't be able to nullify Endurance on Vegito. And I tackle, obviously I get punished accordingly because they end up using Strike. Then after the combo, I throw in Buuhan. I'm able to take the hit relatively well because of neutrality. But at this point, all I need to do is get Gogeta to vanish. Which he did, but all of a sudden, like, this Gogeta became extra crispy. I don't know, like, where, like, the skill difference came from, but his Gogeta went from, like, being to, alright, this dude knows what he's doing. Anyway, I tackle, and then from there, I managed to get him to charge forward with Strike, and I time the sidestep perfectly, which allows me to be able to win, because if I didn't, then I absolutely would have died right there. But we managed to pull the victory. That was, honestly, this was a better showcase of what Buuhan is capable of, just because of what he was able to deal against Ultra Gogeta, who's at, what, 8 stars? And my Buuhan is only at 7. With that neutral damage, he dealt a ton of damage against Gogeta. So again, That's that potential I was talking about concerning that unit. But that's only one battle out of the 3 battles I have for you guys today.
Versus Android 17 and Android 18, Perfect Cell and Tapion.
And here we are in the second battle. Now, note that in this battle, there was actually a lot of lag from the opponent, so I made a lot of mistakes, but it was completely out of my control. Anyway, they lead off with Ki Blast, I vanish out the way. Then afterwards, I time the sidestep and get a combo off on the androids. I lay my special move. Note, none of those are crits, and it deals a lot of damage against them. Anyway, they throw out Ki Blast, I pop my special skill, and then from there, they vanished, I vanished, and right there, I was trying to charge, but it made me tap. Again, that was based off of lag. Anyway, they throw in Cell, I throw in Vegito, and I kind of wait because I have the ability to, you know, fend off against practically anybody. But I knew that once Tapion was in all the way, like, in long range, he had a special move. So I might as well just bait it out because Vegito can take it. Anyway, they try to tackle, I follow up with Strike Arts, then I continue the combo. And at this point, I'm thinking if I can knock out Tapion early, that'll be great. Right there, I tried to swap in Buuhan and continue with Ki Blast, but again, lag, I couldn't time it properly. It was what it was. So anyway, androids go back in, I throw out Ki Blast, they end up vanishing out the way and comboing accordingly. Now, here, the only thing on my mind was making sure that Vegito doesn't get caught by the androids combo. But they throw in Cell for whatever reason, and I think that was just a huge mistake. So I keep Buuhan in, he's able to take a lot of hits, and I see what he's trying to do. He's trying to, like, play slightly different. So because of that, I end up using Ki Blast with Vegito when I get him in. Afterwards, I try to get Tien in to continue a combo, but it just didn't work out well. Anyway, at this point, I know I'm practically golden because if you throw in androids, I'm just going to rush them into oblivion. But at the same time, if I did do that, he could have thrown Tapion right back in. So I need to be able to take him out. And luckily, I have a special move which comes in handy because it has blast armor. But the opponent dashed up after throwing a Ki Blast for whatever reason, and Tapion died. So at this point, I know for a fact I'm good. All I have to do is just kill androids. So I take the root of guard damage, not really tripping too much. And again, this is where the special move came in clutch because Cell. So, yeah, we clash. I end up winning the clash because I'm amazing. That's that boy Tien. All right. And then from there, I continue my combo. And I honestly didn't expect androids to go in because I knew, like, if they go in, it's a wrap. Like, I'll wipe them out. So he lets Cell take the rush. I think that's probably the smartest choice just because androids can cover both Vegito and Tien. So at that point, you might as well just let Cell go. I mean, he was kind of there just to be there. I mean, Cell's a good unit, but he's kind of there just to be there. Anyway, Cell gets bodied, and now we have the androids. Again, at this point, I'm chilling. I know for a fact I don't got no worries. But I did want to use Buuhan a bit more, so because of that, I threw him in. But when I attacked, they ended up vanishing, which makes complete sense. At this point, I have to play very safe because remember, androids nullify endurance just by breathing. But luckily, a special skill came out, so even if they throw out rush, I would have countered their rush. So because of that, I'm able to wipe everything out. So I throw in Vegito, obviously, you know, he did the special skill, continue the combo, and then I throw out my ultimate attack, and that wipes out the androids, and that's game. So yeah, in this battle, we got to see more of what Tien is able to do, especially against probably the best unit in the game, which are the androids, right? That special move dealt really good damage, and note that Tien is prone to land crits, and it dealt that much damage without crits. So imagine if he did land crits against androids. If we're lucky, maybe could have wiped them out. Who knows? But all in all, that is the second battle out of the 3 battles I have for you guys today.
Versus Vegeta, Kid Buu, and Broly.
And here we are in the final battle. So the opponent is using powerful opponent. I lead off with Tien, and I was hoping to catch the opponent, or at least have them vanish slightly late. It didn't turn out well. So I end up strike covering against Broly. I get perfect vanished again. So at this point, I'm just kind of accepting everything that's happening. However, they throw in Kid Buu, understandably so, but I'm still element neutral right now. So I'm not worried about Kid Buu in the slightest. So I throw in Vegito, and I expected him to swap to Vegeta, which is exactly what happened. So at this point, I try to get Tien to at least get some hits in against Vegeta and have element factor advantage. But at that point, Broly's already back in. So now I just have to be able to stall a little bit until, you know, I can get Broly out or get like Vegito or Buuhan back in. Anyway, he tackles, and then afterwards, I tried to catch him with Strike. It didn't work. and now I have to deal with the combos from Vegeta. However, it's element factor disadvantage against, him against me. So I'm not going to swap out Tien. So I decided to take the hit. Like, how bad could this be from Vegeta against Tien, right? So I pop my main, and then afterwards, I try to get him to vanish. I should have been a bit more patient after he swapped and I started tapping, but it is what it is. I'm not really too worried. Anyway, Broly goes back in. I throw out Vegito. I have a special skill, so I follow accordingly. And at this point, I know I have to take advantage because so long as Broly's there, he's the Rising Rush fodder. I don't want to deal with that. So I throw in Buuhan. Again, Buuhan gets Ki Blast cards for each time you use it up to 2 times. Afterwards, I pop my main ability, and I'm planning to purge Broly, but they throw in Boo. And the sad thing is, I didn't land Feint. It would have been really good if I did. But I didn't land Feint, unfortunately. It is what it is. So, the opponent is continuing their combo with Vegeta. I'm not worried at all. Again, if it comes down to it, I throw in Vegito, and I know he can take the hit because his health is darn near full. So, it's going to hurt, but he can definitely take the hit, and at that point, the only unit that can nullify Endurance is Boo. So, as long as Boo doesn't do anything, then I'm okay. Anyway, they throw that move out for whatever reason. I have no idea why. So, I punish accordingly. They throw in Boo, and at this point, I know I have to rush because nobody else is coming back in. They throw in Broly, understandably so, and honestly, that's good for Tien. So, if Broly's gone, Tien is safe, and if Tien's safe, then I can really use him against Vegeta. So, and also Broly will get annoying later on in the battle for sure. So, anyway, we use Rising Rush, we wipe out Broly, everything's looking good so far. But, again, this dude was actually doing the thing with a powerful opponent. Anyway, we have Buuhan, and I know for a fact I need to start pacing myself a bit more. I can't really rush anything, otherwise I'll be screwed. And I really have to save Vegito and his ultimate attack to use against Vegeta specifically. Now, this was just unfortunate. He had a special skill, and then I was throwing out Ki Blast hoping to force an advantage, so I got caught. It is what it is. But luckily this time, I tackled with Buuhan, and I was able to time everything properly. And I continue with Ki Blast because those Ki Blasts come in clutch, bruh. It deals good damage. But I managed to actually wait out his sidestep. And at this point, I know I have to get rid of Vegeta. But I knew he was going to switch. So I throw a Ki Blast instead of using my ultimate attack because I cannot risk using the ultimate attack against Boo. Otherwise, the battle is going to drag out for way too long. Like, way longer than it initially needs to. The downside is, I'm in a predicament where if I need to switch out, I should probably switch out because Boo's probably going to be dealing some damage, right? And especially, I don't want that ultimate attack to land on Vegito at all. So, at this point, I'm just waiting because I need to find a way to get him to react somehow. And luckily, he threw in Vegeta. So, at that point, I throw out my ultimate attack because I know that's going to nullify his endurance. And from there, Vegeta will die. And I should be able to hold my own against everybody else, which, well, it's really only just Boo. But yeah, at that point, all I have to do is just like catch Boo, and I should be good. So, and plus they can't really throw any type of strike or not strike, blast attack because I would counter that. But anyway, I throw a Ki Blast, they throw out their special move, not really too worried. At this point, again, I just have to get Boo to vanish, and then afterwards be able to combo accordingly. But the downside is, he popped a special skill which is gonna raise his vanish. So because of that, I throw in Buuhan, and now I know for sure I have to get him to vanish somehow, some way. But he did. He waited for my sidestep, which is very, very smart, and continued his combo against Buuhan. And at this point, I know Buuhan is going to die. All I have to do is just save my special skill and get him to vanish. That's it. So I throw out Strike, he wipes out Buuhan, and at that point, I throw out my special skill. I literally just turned my brain off and use it because I expected Rising Rush. But because of that, that meant that, well, Boo can't rush me. He got countered by the special skill. So I fought with Ki Blast afterwards and then throw my special move out, and that wipes him out in that game. So, yeah, this is, honestly, again, like, these units are good. Like, they're not, like, game-breaking by any means. Or, at the very least, I'll say Tien isn't game-breaking by any means yet, because, again, when he gets that Rising Rush ability, that's going to be extremely powerful. But even without that ability, both units are respectably strong, right? They hold their own very well. Again, especially with Buuhan being able to become element neutral and getting cards, like again, up to 2 times the Ki Blast card specifically is nice. Again, he's literally the Ki Blast version of Vegito Blue, like LF Zenkai Vegito Blue. He's the Ki Blast version of that, right? And then again, Tien is able to hold his own as well. Popping his main, being able to refresh your hand, and being able to deal a lot of crits comes in clutch as well. So I'm really interested to see how long these two units will last in the meta. And again, I think Tien will stay in a gray area until he gets his final portion of his unique ability. But I do want to know in the comment section below, what are you guys' thoughts on these two units being in the game? But with that being said, I'm Ndukauba, like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.